misses the point of not driving home, yep.
That bush takes the biggest load.
For the love of F-trucks, you know what I mean? This is in no way, shape or form endorsed by the Chiropractic and Physiotherapy Association of Australia. In this week's episode, we are back on the F250. We are finally doing something that I've been looking forward to for ages. This is our 5.5-inch Skyjacker lift kit, all the way from the States, specific to the Bullnose F250 4x2. I am super keen on this. Massive shout out to Skyjacker. Actually, they hooked us up with this kit directly from the States. They saw this little YouTube channel in Australia and said, let's show this guy some pity and mercy and send him a kit at a heavily discounted rate. So that's what we're here to do. Plus these gorgeous things. We've got a brand new set of Maxxis Razor ATs, 35 by 12.5 R17, and the most classic traditional looking American truck rim you'll ever see, chrome. I think it's gonna set this truck off perfectly. This kit, super comprehensive. Twin front steering dampeners that we've got to retrofit because these don't get any from factory. And you'll notice a whole bunch of sort of drop arms and brackets and bits and pieces. That is because this is a twin beam or an I-beam sort of setup. It's a really weird suspension setup in the front of these things. So we're gonna call in my mate Todd from Todd's Mods. He is Baron von F-Truck. He knows everything. He has the most ridiculous F350 dually you'll ever see as well. So he's gonna give us a massive hand. We've got the lift blocks for the back, springs, shocks, brake lines, drop pitman arm, sway bar extensions. This should, in theory, be absolutely everything we need. I don't reckon the suspension's been touched in this F-Truck for a very long time. So I'm expecting a whole lot of broken bolts and a whole lot of sadness, but in theory, should be fairly simple, especially with the hoist and all our SP tools. So, shall we?
I think they've sent you two of the same side, bro.
They had indeed sent the wrong bracket.
I presumed these would have been the exact same mirror image for each side. But it should be in your instructions that you read before we started. We'll start
I
again.
don't think this had instructions.
It did.
No.
Didn't it say praise Jesus or something?
Call Skyjacker Technical Assistance or go to familychurch.org. Check out our favourite ministry.
Psalms, Romans. They're not lying, it's there. This is the legitimate instruction.
Warning label for like whatever. A warning label about fitting the warning labels. And then the last sticker they send you. Jesus rocks. This is Todd, by the way, everyone. This is Todd from Todd's Mods. You'll notice that there is one sticker and one sticker only on my F-Truck, and that is Todd. So if you help get this car worked on and running, you get a sticker spot. No one knows them like Todd, therefore Todd. Also follow me out here. Behind it, you're probably wondering, that's a pretty small looking Jeep. No, that's Justin Montisalvo, Patriot Games. Hemi swapped, massive lift, 40-inch tyre Gladiator, dwarfed by Todd's Dually F350, which is in 3 suburbs at once, and also all the car spots I have at my shed. In all of them at once. But anyway, shall we?
And again, let's go.
Can't be tight if it's snapped in half.
This suspension setup, it's your standard leaf pack in the bottom. So it runs your standard locked eyelet at the front and a pivoting eyelet at the rear, same as all your GQs, all that sort of stuff. But in the States for the load, they put these helper springs and load assist springs in. So as it takes the weight, these U-bolts sit up in the top here and pull down on the outers. So as that diff goes up, the load, it helps sort of take that weight off the eyelets on each end. Half of your duration of your spring takes up and the load assist helps with that next section. So it's kind of like a 2-part spring. Oh yes, that smell of burnt WD-40. Reminds me of my teens. Yeah. So there's 3 leaves in that. You got 3 mount points, or 4 mount points, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as that diff comes up, these 2 U-bolts on the ends that go around the spring pack help take that load. There we go again, take that load.
What did he say?
Your diff sits underneath your spring. So as it moves up and down, with these blocks, you'll notice that they've got a taper to the rear. So what that does, as that sits in under the spring and on top of the diff, you'll notice that the diff will rotate upwards at the front. It changes that pinion angle, the pinion angle up a bit, a couple of degrees. That allows for that bigger lift. The range of movement is lowered those couple of inches. So as it rises up, it can still follow that arc. So your drive shaft, it still follows that arc as it drops. It's not coming out of the diff and then steeply going up through the uni. And then we've got longer U-bolts out there to put on as well. And we'll leave the load assist out and it'll give you a nicer ride, a smoother ride. The only thing with the blocks is axle cramp.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of walk in it. So you got to remember to tighten your nuts up. Tighten your bolts, the bolt heads up on the U-bolts to stop that movement. You will get a little bit of it, like if you're sort of taking off fast and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, the blocks aren't a bad setup. They're not a bad design. You've got to make sure that all your surfaces are nice and clean. Everything's in a low-K where it has to. Test fit it before you go putting it in and just ugger-duggering it up, because it can go haywire pretty quick. The pin here on the bottom will locate in the hole on the diff, and then there's a bolt that holds the spring pack together that will also locate once we roll this back a touch. So basically we're just test fitting all the blocks, making sure they're all sitting where they need to. The U-bolts, as you put them over the tube, are out like this. So we're trying to use old Jimmy here to straighten them up and try to get them back in. I got one in, that's real sweat. That's not painted on.
It's real sweat, baby. Sweat.
But I'll get this other bolt in and U-bolt on, and we get this side done, and then we can do the other side. But we use a Jimmy, just sit it on the threads, try not to damage it, and we can pull it in. Bada bing, bada boom. You're not supposed to do these up with a rattle gun. But because the U-bolt has threads on either side and it has a saddle, as you pull it up, so this is obviously a box one, but as you pull it up, it's going to pull differently on each side. So by doing it with the rattle gun, you can sort of like get it to vibrate and come up at the same time and lift itself to a point. It's at a point now where it's just starting to snug off on the plate. Everything starts to sit where it is. So we'll go around with the breaker bar and just sort of set it all to the same feel, so it's all the same tension. In probably like 2 or 3 weeks, put a breaker bar on it and just tension them all and tighten them all back up again, because they will settle with the road vibration.
All right, Toddy Boy has been smashing this shit out. Gonna be a few comments already, so we'll jump on top of it now. What we're looking at here is a lift and leveling kit smooshed into one under the disguise of a 5.5-inch kit. So Skyjacker sell these. The front's probably going to be anywhere between 5 to 6 inches higher than standard. I reckon the front of this car has definitely drooped at least 1 or 2 inches over the time of its life. And as you can see, the blocks are only about 3.5 inches in the back here. So the math doesn't math. You got 3 in the back and 5.5 in the front. It's sort of to level the truck out. So a lot of the time it is nose down, rear up. That's the way it is. And then when you have load in the back, they sit level. This way, when it's unloaded, it'll sit nice and level and it'll look really sick. And it'll still give us all the sort of clearance we need for the big tires. We can chuck these rear wheels on and Todd can keep cracking with the front end, which is the really spicy bit. But hopefully with a little bit of cutting, a little bit of grinding, a little bit of drilling, then he can get stuck in the suspension. Kidding. We do have to do a fair bit, actually. There's quite a lot. It's already 2:30 or something, so a few more hours in it still. But for the love of F-Trucks, you know what I mean? All right, so Maxxis, long-time supporters of the channel. These are their Maxxis AT Razors. Fantastic road tire, fantastic off-road. This is never going to be a proper four-wheel drive. It's actually a 4x2, so we didn't need a muddy. 35 by 12.5 R17. This is an American Racing Baja AR172 rim. Negative 12, 17 by 9, if I had to guess. Automotive Superstore actually sent us these rims out. You'll notice that they are not an ROH. ROH, unfortunately, don't do anything to suit the 8x165 or whatever the weird PCD is of these older 8-stud trucks. This was going to be our best solution. Obviously, we've used Automotive Superstore a lot in the past for all our sort of parts and bits and pieces historically, so it's really cool knowing that they do stock these sort of American-specific rims, and they've actually got a massive range of really weird, spicy, cool rims too, so definitely jump on and have a look. We're about to chuck this on, but before we do that, let me take you over under the lights, because ROH has just brought out a brand new rim as well, which is really cool, and I do want to talk about that. So ROH have been good supporters of our channel for a little while now, and whilst they may not have our old Effie covered, they do have pretty much everything else you guys are going to be loving and driving and wheeling covered. This is their new Flowforge range. They've just released these. You would have seen a whole bunch of people banging on about these on Instagram. I have waited to give my thoughts until I have looked at this rim for long enough to really make a decision. I think it's hot. yeah, I'm going to say it. Maybe comment below what you guys reckon of this ROH Flowforge rim, hot or not. But a little bit about it. Obviously, Flowforging, as the name sort of suggests, extremely lightweight for a full driving rim, which are traditionally very heavy. I really like the way that the polished lip and the polished front face is sort of complemented by this raw finish, sort of negative space in between each spoke. It's a really cool rim. I'm sure they're going to have a whole bunch of different offsets and stuff. This is just a little photography rim that we got our hands on ahead of the release. But if you guys do want to find out anything more about the ROH range, the Flowforge range, or what wheels they have to suit your vehicle, head over to the ROH website. Now, we've obviously got all their rims on all our other vehicles, and sadly not the F for you, but they've got you guys covered, and that's what's most important. So check their website, hit up your local bloody stockist, get yourself some bloody ROH forged goodness. Bah!
The way the F-Truck suspension works in the front is a lot different to what cars are today. So a Hilux normally has 2 bushes and an eye bolt for your ball joint that works on just a straight up and down movement. The way that this works, the TTB, or the I-beam front, it runs all the way across to almost the opposite side on the chassis. So instead of it pivoting like your IFS on the sides of the chassis like this, it shares that load across and it sort of wishbones, like washes itself down, which allows for a lot more range of movement. Like the suspension is a lot softer really because that pivot mount is so far away, but it doesn't pull up into the guard like a normal four-wheel drive or a normal IFS style car. So the back, well, radius arm bolt back here and the other eyelet's over here. So it triangulates out. So as it pulls up on the spring, it actually pulls up and sort of back on an arc. So as you advance like forwards and take off, the wheels suck down to be a positive camber, and then as you hit the brakes or as you sort of come back to that neutral position, like the car position, they suck back in. So a lot of problems these old F-Trucks get is a lot of bush wear and fatigue wear because of that tire drag and that sucking in as it accelerates, but also the tires will always scrub the shoulders more than the middle of the wheel. My F-Truck does it with the TTV, with the diff in the front. It scrubs for some reason like that middle and outside shoulder because of that camber position. As we pull it apart, you'll see the new brackets and so on have a big offset. Got a lot further like drop design to the old ones. So that's to allow, it's basically like doing a body lift. We're basically dropping all the geometry down to a lower position to gain that lift in height. Let's get into it. Let's go. Oh, that's it. That's if you want to raise that up and lift it out. Hey,
She is.
that's why we have the strap.
There she is. That would have gone
That would have.
sliced. They'd be calling me Stumpy around these parts.
Then you have a 2-part tattoo. Ah, that's there. It'll come off. It moved. Hey,
Skadots,
That's up.
motherfucker.
that's us, baby. See you tomorrow, bro.
This is the point of not driving home, yep. It's important to do just a light dust coat and then come back in once it's tacked up and lay your colour. Unless you're us today, in which case it's getting a heavy first coat and then we're fitting shit wet. Turns out it's a little bit more involved to fit this kit than what you may think. It's not just spring shocks and a panhard. You've got to drill out a lot of rivets that are in the frame, these cross members. You've got to put these drop boxes basically in that's going to relocate down and out these front arms, traction beams. Fairly complex install. This side is getting there. A few more holes to drill and then we'll bolt everything in. This bracket, which is on the right-hand side for the left-hand side suspension, is in and tight. And we're about to do the same drop box for that back arm. And then we'll do the left-hand side bracket, which will be for the right-hand side suspension. It's all very odd. The suspension's like this. It goes whack, 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 whack.
Let's get the drill. Let's get drilling. Fresh from Bunnings. Just gotta drill 4 more holes. Let's keep playing games.
Well, As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, out the back it is dark. It is approximately 5:45 on a Saturday, Friday, whatever it is. Everything's gone to fucking shit, basically. You obviously get sent these two sort of Radius Army fucking brackets that go on the chassis here, and you might be thinking, keen-eyed viewers, these look very similar, and shouldn't one side be different? Yeah. So, that is the same bracket.
I think they've sent you two of the same side, bro.
We need not this. Anyway, ho-hum, I'm off to car. In a triumphant and mesmerizing clusterfuck is how we would describe this. We are 70% through, and unfortunately the last 30 is going to be no buenos noches, señorita. But overall, the back's done, wheels are on, this is all coming together nicely, and the second side is always easier, especially when you have the right bracket. So we are going to be coming back another day very soon to finish this, but you don't have to wait. This is YouTube. It'd be silly to make you guys wait. So what we're going to do is we're going to clap together in the middle here, and it's, you know, together, it'll be a new day, and we'll be back here with bright-eyed, bushy-tailed faces. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, we're back. It's another day here at Naughty HQ. Todd, thanks for coming back. I actually didn't think he was going to come back after the debaucherous task of the previous Friday, which was like 2 weeks ago. Turns out in the Bible Belt of Louisiana, it's a little tricky to get parts quickly to Australia. But they were very good about the whole situation, so big ups, Skyjacker. Now, come with me, we're gonna go for a walk whilst we update you on what we've been doing so far this morning off camera. Now, if you look under here, we have our new 3-inch drop Pitman arm, steering arm thing, bracket boy. That is going to allow us to steer, which is helpful on a car. Coming around here, we have got the new addition. These big boys here are some billet 2-inch wheel spacers. We've got them on the back already. You can see there's just the right amount of aggressive American poke that should keep us in trouble with the police. We've got our braided brake lines in the front. This corner is basically done and the back is pretty much buttoned up. We're just gonna put the brake line in the back there as well. I think I threw the old one at someone that I didn't like. But anyway, this is the correct one, all the way from Louisiana. And this is gonna allow us to chassis there, mount up our little thingy. All very good, very happy, very nice. Rear brake lines, we still don't know what these zinc plated hockey pucks do. So we're probably not going to put them in the car. Sorry to interrupt this lovely F-Truck episode, but we've got a new and exciting product from the team at Quadlock. This is their cup holder mount for your smartphones, tablets, whatever it might be that you want to attach to your Quadlock thingy. Now, this is really cool. Reinforced gooseneck, and they've got these 3 rubber-gripped locking legs on the base. Now, a lot of people, myself included, have big F-Trucks. The windscreen is literally a kilometre away. Now, whilst we've used mounts previously, like the dash mount, it can sometimes get in the way of vehicular controls, your radio, your AC vents. A lot of people also sometimes when they're wheeling or even driving quick and that sort of thing don't want a suction mount on their windscreen and then a phone on there because it is distracting and it can block fields of vision. So this is a really, really cool little device. It basically wind him in, drop it into your cup holder. You can wind him out using this top collar and all 3 of those rubberized legs are gonna go out as you can see and grip on. It's gonna give you a super sturdy hold on your device. Single stage quad locking head on this as well, so it's going to be super secure, but again, you don't have to fumble around using the thumb lock or anything like that. This is a part of their 360 range as well, so if you want to upgrade from that, you can go something like the magnetic wireless charging head too. That'll swap straight onto there, and then you can charge your phone and have this. Perfect for your one-stone armrest, perfect for your cup holders in the middle, perfect for your passengers. If you want to run the suction cup on your windscreen still, you can give this to your passenger over here and they can watch movies, put it in the cup holder for the kids in the back. There is a whole raft of uses for this and I'm pretty bloody excited to be showing you guys this. If you want to check it out, head to the Quadlock website. These were released only a few days ago. They're going to sell out quick, I have no doubt. So go check it out.
Get back.
All right, shall we? I don't know.
On the bottom of that dirt.
Yeah, go.
Who's steering this ship?
Just a couple of blokes fingering a couple of nuts, that's all.
You know how they do that thing on
Oh,
Titanic?
yeah.
What is it? Ghost, the movie Ghost. And he's like, yeah, let me help you.
Take my good hand.
Oh, yeah.
Holy mother of God.
Goodbye, farewell.
That looks hot. Okay, that brings us to the end of a fucking monumental 2 days, although 2 days spread over several weeks. Yeah, it was nothing short of exactly what we expected it to be, given it's a 40-year-old American truck with very little local support. Thankfully, Todd's a freaking wizard and has all the tools, all the know-how, and a little bit of his morality left after we tried to break his spirit. But
We're running low,
it's
real low.
It's very low. We need a couple of R&R weekends, that's for damn sure. This thing has come up an absolute treat. I think the wheels, the 35s, the big Skyjacker lift kit is just exactly what this thing needed. I know all the comments are gonna say your poke looks ridiculous, and I know. But Americans look ridiculous anyway, and they still exist. So suck on that. And yeah, we're gonna let the next couple of shots do the talking because I am in love with this thing. It looks absolutely sick. Exactly what a bullnose F truck should look like. Roll the clips.